Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. defeats Marco Antonio Rubio on a comfortable 12-round unanimous points decision. Not really much to say about this fight. The only thing about this fight which was extraordinary was how big Chavez Jr. was. I mean, he is a massive middleweight. He came in the ring weighing something like 182 pounds. So he's 22 pounds heavier than the middleweight limit. This guy put on 22 fucking pounds in 48 hours. How the hell these guys do this shit? I got no idea. 22 fucking pounds. So he was like 10 pounds heavier than Rubio, who weighed in at about 170 on fight night. Crazy. So literally Chavez Jr. was heavier than the light heavyweight limit. Incredible. Yeah, he went in there against Rubio. Rubio's the first decent level fighter, you know, borderline world level fighter that he's faced so far in his career. So it was kind of a coming out party for him in this fight. And he handled Rubio with ease. A lot of people was getting hyped and excited about David Lemieux. And we saw how Rubio destroyed David Lemieux. So obviously Chavez Jr. as a prospect, I know he's got a belt and whatnot, but people still see him as a prospect. As a prospect, perhaps people have underrated Chavez Jr. I mean, he's not the most pretty fighter to watch. You know, he don't have the silkiest skills. He don't have the soundest technique, but he's so big and strong and well conditioned that, you know, he's pretty much going to be a problem for most guys at 160. Like, just because of the fucking size of the guy. I mean, he was in there with Rubio. Rubio is not a small middleweight. You know, he came in like 170. He's not a small middleweight, but he looks small next to Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. is fucking huge at middleweight. It's not often you'll see middleweights that big, man. The guy is fucking a monster at that weight. And he pretty much did what he wanted in there against Rubio. Rubio, he didn't get beat up or nothing like that, but he did get dominated and out-muscled, and the size was just simply too much. You know, this is another fight tonight which proves that size matters in boxing. Chavez Jr. was just simply too big and strong for Rubio. Rubio couldn't hurt him. He couldn't physically push him off. He couldn't manhandle him. And Chavez Jr. did what he wanted. At times, he moved around and boxed from the outside. And other times, he came forward and applied the pressure and landed, you know, the more telling punches. Rubio was in there. He was landing some sneaky counters here and there. But, I mean, it was all water off a duck's back. Literally. It was like, you know, a tank and a pea shooter type situation. I mean, there was nothing that he could do to make a dent in Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. just fought exactly how he wanted to fight, did whatever he wanted to do. And towards the end of the fight, he was trying to press for the knockout. He didn't come close to getting a knockout, to be fair. Rubio absorbed all the punches without any problem. So I guess, you know, if you wanted to criticize Chavez Jr., you could say, well, maybe his power is not all it's cracked up to be. Possibly. So, you know, you could criticize his power, but other than that, I mean, it was about as dominant as a performance could be without scoring any knockdowns or knockout. It was pretty one-sided, really, in the end. Like I said, Rubio didn't get beat up, but he was thoroughly outworked, outmuscled, outgamed, everything, you know, and he was... he seemed fairly happy with his performance in the end. But I don't know, he was a pretty clear victory for Chavez Jr. And he says he's ready to fight Sergio Martinez. Now, he says he's ready to fight Sergio Martinez, but then he said afterwards, if Bob Arum thinks I'm ready, then let's get the fight on. So I don't really know what to make of that. You know, obviously we'd like to see him fight Martinez, you know, because Martinez is fighting yet another unheralded fighter in Matthew Macklin in his next fight. So, you know, we'd really like to see Martinez fight Pirog or Chavez Jr. or one of these guys, and we definitely like to see Chavez Jr. step up and fight a legit world level opponent. Although, you know, I think Rubio is a decent level. But we'd like to see him step up to real championship level. He does hold a belt, so, you know, we'd really like to see him step up his competition. And maybe he will in his next fight. I mean, if Arum allowed him to fight Martinez in his next fight, I'd be shocked. But you never know. Stranger things have happened in boxing. Maybe he thinks that Chavez Jr. is so big that he really could beat Martinez, because he's a, like I keep saying, he's a ridiculously big middleweight. I mean, I'm much bigger than Chavez Jr. I fought at super heavyweight as an amateur, and even I could not lose, and then gain 22 pounds overnight. That's crazy. I don't know how these guys do this shit, man. I don't know how they do it, but yeah, man, madness. But yeah, let me know what you lot think about this fight. Not really much to say about this one. It wasn't the greatest fight in the world. It was pretty much a Chavez Jr. showcase. But let me know what you think about it. Do you think Chavez Jr. will fight Martinez next? Do you think he has any chance against Martinez? Who would you like to see him fight? Let me know. Hit me up in the comments. This is Hatman. I'm out.